presentation at the main stage, and I brush up my presentation a little bit, and this time I'll do the robot demo again, and it'll be smoother, and I hope it'll be more interesting. My name is Tomotaka Takahashi. I'm an inventor and designer and a programmer of robot. And mostly I create a small humanoid robot. And today I bring robot in my bag, several robots in my bag with me. And I'll do demo on the table. And this is one of my creation named Evolta. It's for battery promotion for Panasonic. And it's actually experiments for battery power and long lasting of the battery. And this is actual TV commercial, and we went to Grand Canyon and used tiny robot which carries 2 AA batteries and go up little by little. And the height of the cliff is 530 meters. And the weather is so unstable, and it's sometimes too windy, rainy. And he took more than 6 hours to get to the top. And today I have this robot in my bag, and so I'll show you. And this is a robot. It's an actual robot. He has 2 batteries on his back, and the rope is for climbing. It's quite simple robot. When I turn him on, he goes up little by little, like this. And as you see, it's not rational at all. You know, when I put wheels instead of arms and legs, it can go much, much faster. But audience feel kind of sympathy towards him. And it really works for battery promotion. And after this experiment, we are aiming even higher place. One of the highest place in the world is space. So let's go back to my presentation data. We went our robot went to International Space Station and said the first word done by a robot. So he's floating in the International Space Station, and this is a photo from the window. The blue one is the Earth, and it looks like computer graphics, but it is actual in a robot in space. He was in the International Space Station more than a year, and we shipped him by Japanese rocket to the space station. And I work with Toyota and Dentsu to realize this project. And this is another challenge for robot. It's a RoboCup athlete robot. RoboCup is, some of you probably know, the world's biggest robot competition. More than 60 countries, over 300 teams enter the competition, and they're playing soccer game. And robots are autonomous, fully autonomous. So nobody remote controls the robot. Robot, find the object and they think by themselves and they decide what to do and they actually move around. And the trophy is served by Louis Vuitton. And this is competition. So nobody controls robot. Robot move by themselves. The black one is from Germany. And these smaller ones are our robots. The German team is so strong, and but our goalkeeper is better. So we are competing 2 by 2, 2 robots versus 2 robots. But as you see, both German robots come towards the ball, and that means nobody is in the goal area. And also, I have created female type robot. There was no female type bipedal robot in 2006, and I was invited by the world's biggest toy company in Los Angeles, and they asked me to make a Barbie doll robot. Barbie doll is such skinny doll, and there's no place to put any motor, sensors, computer, and batteries. So it's impossible to realize Barbie doll robot, and so I refuse. And then come back to Japan, but I realized the reason why we don't have a female type bipedal robot is because of the technical issues. So I tried to create female type robot by myself, spending 1 year, and they create her. And I got advice from one of my friends who does a fashion model to program her, and making pose and another one, and turning around. Until then, all the robots are muscular, and so people tend to think robots to carry heavy luggages or 2 robots doing boxing each other, But after I show this robot, people might change idea about robots. So my company, Robo Garage, is doing concepting, designing, prototyping, and programming, and the entire process of humanoid robot. And this is one of my masterpiece robot. Work with De Agostini. It's named Robi. Robi is the most successful humanoid robot product. We have sold Robi over 200 million US dollars, and 150,000 units are sold only in Japan. And now probably in Taiwan it was available, and Shanghai now it's available, and also Italy, UK, and we start selling Robi all over the world. And I have Robi too, so I'll show it to you. On the table. Actually, Robi is a kit, and customer can assemble by themselves, and only one screwdriver is needed, which is included as a kit in a kit. And it has voice recognition. Come here. Come here. Come here. Introduce yourself.
我叫 Robi， 我是由许多的零件组成的。我不但会说话，还会做很多事哦。
What can you do?
了解。
Oh, he misunderstand my direction. What can you do? What can you do?
我会开电视，没人在家的时候帮你看家，也会玩游戏、跳舞，还会做很多事哦。
So as he mentioned, he can control TV set because he can remember the signal of TV set remote control. And instead of controlling by yourself, you can ask him to turn on or volume down and up, and to control the TV set. And also he can dance and do several things. So I'll ask him, let's dance.
Then here we go. I'm tired.
座ってて. Okay, this is Robi, and I go back to my presentation data. So most of all people tend to think robot should be useful, and the useful means, doing practical task, and I mean physical task. And but using human and robot doing physical task is quite hard. Like for example, using vacuum cleaner to clean up floors by human-sized human and robot, it's ridiculous. Instead of that, you can use Roomba, vacuum cleaning robot, and they can do the task much faster and better. So, what's the purpose for humanoid robot? Actually, humanoid robots are for communication, and we can talk to robot, and the robot can gather information, personal information, and through the information, by the information, they can control electric appliances in your house, home security, and control other practical robots. And also, I can talk to my friend through robot, and he'll do recommendation from, for example, Amazon. And that's a future humanoid robots role in our life. But actually, we already have something like smartphone. Smartphone can do all the tasks. So we can control, our home appliances, and then, we can get the information. Everything can be done by smartphone. But actually, there's a problem. We rely on smartphone too much. All the industries, for example, semiconductor industry, and video games, e-commerce, And all the industry rely on this smartphone. And the problem is, it's getting almost perfect. And almost no innovation will be happen on this device. It's so simple and so finished. And we have so many apps in smartphone, but even the innovative ideas you might invent, someone in the world probably has already done the same idea. And also, as a consumer and customer, we feel kind of fed up. We are kind of tired of using, so many different types of apps. And so that's why we are kind of worried about as if smartphone becomes like PC or flat screen TV. Company start losing money. And actually it happens. Even Samsung is losing money, and most of Japanese smartphone manufacturers are finished building smartphones. And smartphone becomes so popular because of the interface development. And the interface is so good. For example, touch screen, it works so well, and also motion sensors. But there's one shortcomings about smartphone, which is voice recognition. Voice recognition is now so smart, but we don't use that so often. We can use just a couple of functions, or most of us don't use, for example, Siri at all. And reason is simple. We don't want to talk to a square box. We can talk to pet fishy or turtle or even teddy bear. Hello, are you okay? Eat the food, or we can talk to these kind of dumb creatures. The reason is simple. We can feel life towards them. So the problem that we do not use voice recognition of smartphone is if we can talk to smartphone itself, smartphone can gather all the personal data, and it can use as a big data to send back as a services. And so that's why we need humanoid robot. And I think, for example, Robi and my smartphone become together, and being just as small as Mr. Evota, and put it in my pocket and use as a phone, that would be great. And actually, we have already did it, and which is this is RoboHon, and this is a new generation smartphone. And you see touch screens in the back, and actually send emails and the phone calls and the photo and the search and the maps and everything can be everything as a smartphone can be done in this robot. And also, it's small enough to put in my pocket. Like this, and when I got the phone call, I can, he'll let me know, so I can put him out. And I can use as a phone, like this way. It looks a bit strange, but it's okay because I cannot see by myself, Anyway, it is also a robot, and I'll show you the demo on the table. 立ち上がって。立ち上がって。
立ち上がるね。
歩いて。歩いて。
オッケー。
And all the voice recognition are done in clouds through internet. It has SIM card and LTE connection and also Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. ダンスして。
オッケー、踊るね。
And also he can take photos and I'll take photo of audience. 写真撮って。
オッケー。笑って笑って。3、2、1。
Now I take photo of you and actually he has projector in his head. プロジェクター映して。
オッケー。プロジェクターの準備中だよ。ちょっと待ってね。
So now he starts showing a projector on his, ground, and so I ask him to shoot on the wall. 壁に映して。
オッケー。
This is probably darker lights better. And this is focus free one, and so you can, if it's dark enough, you can see the, bigger picture. So this is RoboHon, and we'll go back to presentation data, please. The legendary Steve Jobs combined PC and cell phone and invent smartphone, iPhone. And so now I'm thinking of put smartphone and robot together to create new device. As you know, Apple is a dominant in this world because he has, he's not already here. Apple has such innovative product. And all the innovation services are done in smartphone and in especially iPhone. And so, but as I mentioned, smartphone is slowing down, and we need to invent new device. And I have no complaint about my iPhone. It's so perfect. But we have to move to next hardware device. Otherwise, no innovation will happen. So that's why we need new device. And RoboHon will be available in 2016 from Sharp company. And currently, we are working with lots of different companies, like SNS company, video game companies, and then, for example, like a trip advisor company, and so many different companies to develop the software and the services for RoboHon. And show me the last page. So this is actually biggest revolution since iPhone. It's time to change the hardware platform. And I think everybody in this room can join this new exciting field with your great idea. And welcome to robot phone era. Thank you very much.